Yo, what's good, y'all? Welcome this week's episode of Talks with TVBOO. Welcome this week's episode of the podcast. Hope you're having a great week, man, and I appreciate y'all being here, dude, because we got a great guest for y'all this week. Before I introduce this guest, I just got to say, my new EP will be out this Tuesday on Wakan. It's called Right Field Bass, and it's the most fun body of work I've ever put out, dude. You know, the Something for Your Mind EP was a lot of banger, heavy hitter, kind of high production stuff. I say kind of, it was, me trying to flex my production skills. But Right Field Bass is kind of that same thing with a lot more goofiness to it, dude. It's just that silliness to it, that childlike energy in it, dude. That right field side of the bass music world, dude. I'm claiming the right side. Everybody's on that left field shit. I'm on that right field shit, talking about butts and cocks. So, y'all make sure to go check out the EP when it drops. Very, very happy about it and proud of it. So, go listen to it. But my guest this week is that behind the scenes killer, okay? And this is a very different episode, okay? It's an industry gal, but it's on the merch side. I know we've had promoters, we've had managers, we've had agents on the show. This will be the first time where we talk about the merch side of the business, okay? She manages all the artistries, all the artist merch games, and she works for this company called KT8. Massive merch company. They do merchandise, all different types of merchandise, but they do a lot of stuff for artists, beer companies, just all types of companies. I mean, you might even be wearing a KT8 shirt right now. Like, after I did this episode, I was actually surprised. I went to my closet and checked just on how many KT8 t-shirts I had in there. And KT8 actually does all the TVBOO merch as well. So obviously going to plug that as well. Go get you some of that TVBOO merch. You know what I'm saying? But I thought this would be a really cool episode, kind of figure out what it takes to manage all these artists' merch, their needs, their wants. How do you get in a game like that? What's that job like? That's that part of the industry that not a lot of people think about, me and myself included. And I was like, you know what? Let's talk about this in the show. So with that being said, I'm just going to let the episode get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Red from KT8.
Come here, girl, 'cause that ass fat. Let me take my tongue and go on your dirt track. I met a girl and her booty tastes like strawberries. I swear to God, this could be the one that I marry. Hey, and she's so different. I need that from behind. I met a girl and her booty tastes like strawberries.
But Miss Red, it's so nice to meet you today.
I know, right? So nice to meet you too.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna ask: is your real name Red, or is it because of your hair?
I think it's because my hair.
Got you. What's your real name? You just go by Red.
I go by Red because in the music industry, nobody remembers your name. And somebody called me Red one day because he couldn't remember my name. That was my old boss. And it just stuck. But my name is actually Christina.
Yeah, Red's a lot easier, you know what I mean? They tried giving me a nickname once upon a time, and the nickname was TVBOO, and it didn't stick because Mitch was too easy to say. You know what I mean? And so whenever I was becoming a DJ, I'm like, fuck it, man, I'm TVBOO. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it works though.
Yeah, I reckon so. Well, look, this was an episode I really wanted to do because you have an interesting job, kind of like in a niche area within the industry. So for people who don't know you or the company you work for, just kind of explain what it is you do and who you work for.
So I work for KT8 Merch, which we actually are KT8. We are a full service merchandise company I work more on the artist side of things, but we do merch, for corporate clients, beer, artists, literally anything, like anything that needs merch, we do. Everything from design, production, overseas production, online store, building and launching, and fulfillment. So pretty much a one-stop shop, I'd say.
Yeah.
In a nutshell.
And it's a big company. I mean, y'all do merch for some hitters. Like, name drop some folks real quick, Name drop. Flex on us.
Zed's Dead, Dead Mouse, Subtronics, Boogie T. Oh, man, so many artists. I mean, that's just like kind of like in the bass EDM genre. But yeah.
And Taboo, I was giving you a chance.
I'm talking to you, so obviously.
You said some beer companies, like y'all, you fuck with Pabst Blue Ribbon, like y'all are out in Canada, so maybe like what is it, Le Bleu or is it
Labatt?
Labatt, yeah, Labatt. Who y'all do it for?
Oh man, that's a beer that when I was bartending was like the cheapest beer that anybody could get, and they were just like, "Yeah, give me a Labatt."
I love it actually. It honestly reminds me a lot of PBR.
I mean, I don't drink beer; I drink tequila.
Hell yeah.
I couldn't tell you what a good beer is for sure.
You just said I'm a real woman, okay? I fucking just take it straight to the dome, okay?
Straight tequila.
What beer companies y'all do for? Or like
we work with like Stella, this local company called Steam Whistle. I think it's like a lager. It's horrible. They're gonna be like, you don't even know what kind of beer.
Yeah, come on. But you're usually just working with artists. Y'all do like any type of band stuff, or is it just mostly like in the electronic world?
No, we had some bands before. We were working with a band called Prong. We've done Suicidal Tendencies.
That has to be a metal band, right? With a name like that, okay, definitely. They have to be a metal band.
A little more like, I think they're more like on the punk, like hardcore band.
Yeah, it'd be weird if you're like, my name's Grandma Fisting, and we're just an acoustic indie band. You're like, that wouldn't make any fucking sense, you know?
Oh man, yeah, no, it makes zero sense at all.
Right. Well, I
wear a band T-shirt.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, I'm wearing a Coors Light T-shirt, drinking a Pabst Blue Ribbon, so I'm just confused like everybody else. Okay.
Love it.
Yeah. So this is like how long have you been doing this for? With the KT8?
Artist merchandise I've been doing since 2017.
Okay, word. Rock and roll.
Yeah.
Because I know it's like it's a big company. I'm always talking with you, and I'm like, this is just a cool little like extra way to be in the industry, right? Because it's like people are always looking for ways in the industry. You know, you don't have to just be on stage in order to eat. You know what I'm speaking? Like, what does your job usually just entail? You know what I mean? Like, what's the day to day like you for, and how does one even prepare for having a job like this?
I mean, well, prior to me getting into artist merchandise, I was an artist manager. I actually managed a couple Canadian bands, rock bands. I was always more in the rock and metal kind of scene. I managed a few venues, the Phoenix in Toronto, which is like a 1,300 cap room. Worked at a few other bars and clubs type thing. And then when I left that industry, both of the artists that I managed, we did our merchandise with KT8. And it just kind of happened. Like Tony, which is the owner and president, designer, he designs a lot of the actual artwork for a lot of artists. He was just like, are you interested in a job in artist merch? And I never really thought about it. But it made sense because I had already been, kind of dealing with that on the management side. So I was like, well, take a leap and see how it is. And now I love it. So, I mean, a day-to-day for me, I'm talking to, management all day, and we're going back and forth on design. Sometimes I talk to the artists themselves, and we kind of like put together a plan for the year. This is what we want to launch, Q1 to Q4. What kind of vibes do you like? And then I go back and forth with the designers, and then, everything from colors of tees and certain designs. And even if an artist doesn't really know what they want, they're just like, I want something gothic. I want something, cartoony. And I'm like, okay, put together a mood board, and we send it to the designers, and it's like, here's your design layouts, which is, obviously what we do with you. So you've kind of seen that. But that's pretty much my day to day. It's a lot of back and forth and a lot of like, okay, I like this. I don't like that. I like this. I don't like that. And it's like, okay, version 15 of the deck. Which one do you like?
Yeah.
So,
how much different was it dealing with my team? Because we're like, all right, we want fucking NASCAR, beers, fucking, just kegs. Like, how was it different? Were you just like, hell yeah? Or is that something you've dealt with before?
No. So your stuff was actually super fun to work with. Tony, the owner, designed your stuff. And he called me into his office one day when we actually worked in the office and was like, Red, I'm so stoked on this. Like, he's like, come look at these designs. And they weren't even done yet. He's just like, look at what I've done so far. And I was like, dude, these are dope. He's like, I'm having so much fun with this line. I can't even tell you. I want to design all of TVBOO stuff. He's like, don't give it to any of the designers. Yeah.
Oh, wait. So he's done all of them, huh?
Yes.
That's beautiful,
all of
man.
yours.
Yeah, I haven't really been in that conversation, dude, but shout out Tony, dude. I want to shake that man's hand. You know, because the thing is, we have to level it up every time. We have to get more ridiculous every single. It just has to be more obscured every single fucking time.
When I see the ideas come through for your merch, I'm just like, yes, so good.
Yes, bitch. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's killer, dude. So, you know, you've been in the merch game for a little bit. Do you feel like you have like a sense of like where fashion's going or like what people are into, what sells? Like, do you have any of that going on? And what's like a thing that you just see everybody just selling, bro? Making money on?
I mean, definitely now, you know, working with, because most of my artists and clients are in the EDM, like bass music scene. So, you know, I try and get out to as many shows and festivals that I can because I need to see it firsthand. I like seeing, you know, everyone in the crowd. You know, you go to Lost Lands or something and literally everyone's wearing all of the merch that we produce. And it's super cool to see. But it also helps me for sure see like what sells, what doesn't sell, what people are wearing at the shows that we may not have necessarily thought about before. So it definitely gives me like some ideas. And then, you know, obviously when I'm handling the settling and, you know, shipping things out to shows, and when I see what comes back, it definitely gives me an idea of what we have to do more of, what we kind of have to like take a step back on. Okay, we thought it was a good idea, but that idea should have just stayed an idea. Stuff like that. But now I feel like I definitely have a little bit more knowledge of this scene for sure, because I wasn't, you know, when I got into it, I wasn't familiar with like dubstep at all or EDM, or like I said, like I listened to metal. So it was all very new to me, but now definitely I feel like I'm a dubstep merch queen at this point.
Basically, dude. That underground hero, man. Yeah, so like what's that been like going from just metal bands to like, cuz you know, whenever I started getting into dubstep, I grew up metalhead, right? So like whenever I hear bands or when I saw like Excision, I was like, oh my god, this is like dubstep, right? This is like metal, but like electronic music. It have like that aggressiveness to it. Was it appealing, or are you one of them elitists? Because I'm not gonna lie to you, I was too, bro. Whenever I was in the metal bands, I'm like, these fucking pussy ass DJs and their fucking silly ass dumb wobbles. You know what I mean? Were you one of those elitists, or like what was that transition like? Or are you still an elitist? You know, you just milking us dry. Are you just still an elitist?
You know, I'm stoked when I see my artists on stage. It was for sure a totally new world for me. Like I was used to circle pits and like
a bunch of dudes
and a bunch of dudes. Yeah. I love dubstep now. I love EDM. I listen to it on a daily basis while I'm working, and I'm just like, what happened to me? I mean, I still listen to my metal, obviously, but you know, I didn't really know much about it, so I had to educate myself, and I ended up actually really liking it.
Damn, you've changed, bro.
I know. I was at a metal show last Sunday though, so.
Hell yeah. Are you a pit girl, bro? You in there?
I am right in the circle pit.
Hell yeah, dude. Circle pits go hard, man.
I mean, when I'm like not on side stage, but you got to get out and watch the actual show. You can't just like watch them from back there. The best sound is at front of house. So.
Yeah, that's very true. I will say I do enjoy, you know, a circle pit's nice, but like, you know, like those super metal shows where they're just fucking throwing bows. You know what I'm saying? I don't miss those.
I don't want to get punched in the face.
Yeah.
So I kind of like, you know, stand off. I'm a little bit older now too, so like, gotta take it easy.
I was really hoping you would say face like they do with like the Canadians on South Park do. I don't want to go in there. I got punched in the face.
Sometimes my accent comes out. Certain words.
Yeah, dude, mine too, for real. So, dude, what do the Canadians think of the South Parks and interpretations of them? Just like the flow. You've seen it, right?
Yeah.
How do y'all feel about that?
I mean, I feel like Canadians just like to get made fun of.
Yeah.
because we know that like it's so aggressive sometimes. Like we're open to it.
I'm
I
not
love
sure.
it when people are like, "Oh my god, you sound so Canadian. Say house again." I'm like, "Oh man."
Like, yeah, I'll come up to Canada and play shows, and they'll hear me talk. They'll be like, "Keep talking."
Yeah,
They'll
I
fuck
love
with me.
your accent.
Yeah, it's got that twang, that's for sure. But yeah, I'm not your buddy, guy. I'm not your guy, buddy. So what's something you've been seeing change in the merch game, just in the time that you've been in it? Have you seen any type of trends going on? Have you seen things shifting a little bit? What's the spiel on that?
Well, I mean, like during COVID, for example, everything kind of switched over to online sales because there were no shows. So, we did as much as we could to make sure that everyone's stores were stocked and, we were coming out with new merch all the time because fans didn't have anywhere to go to buy it. So we're like, okay, we need to make sure that it's available. But in terms of like trends, like pashminas, these scarves are everywhere.
Yeah, I'm gonna do pashmina one day, but I'm gonna call it an EDM wook scarf.
It's definitely a Wook thing.
Yeah.
Definitely a Wook thing. And jerseys are just continuously killing the game.
Yeah.
For sure.
Perfect. Yeah, dude, those pashminas. My sister's kind of like a like a preppy cheerleader type, right? She came to one of my shows. It's like in the middle of summer. She's like, "Why is everyone wearing scarves?"
I know people like my friends are like, "Is it a scarf?" I'm like, "It's a pashmina." They're like, "It's the same thing." I'm like, "No, it's not.
It's not
Different.
It's not.
It's very different."
Yeah, they're way thin. You one? Have you reached that level of wookness yet? You got you some?
I mean, I have one of, every one of my artists. I haven't worn it to a festival yet, over my head.
Yeah.
But I think I might at the next one.
Hell yeah.
I gotta get into it. I gotta feel like, what these kids are feeling.
Right. Hell yeah. Yeah. Do you keep a piece of merch from everybody? Is that what you do?
I try to, for sure. I'm really proud of the stuff that we produce. And, when my artists love something, I love it equally. And it's just cool. Like the pieces of merch that we produce, they're rad items. And my closet is full of merch.
Hell yeah. Who's got the best merch game out there? Which one of the artists got the best one out there?
Ooh, obviously, come on.
Shit, thanks,
Honestly, I can't even pinpoint it. It's just so diverse. Everyone's vibe is totally different, which I'm stoked on. There's not one thing that looks the same, and obviously we want that. But everyone's vibe is so cool. I can't narrow it down to a favorite.
Got you.
That's pretty rad.
Thanks for that very vanilla answer, dude. It's like, it's like when it's when you ask somebody which one of your kids is your favorite. Like, I love all my kids equally, but like knowing they fucking hate one of them. You know what I mean?
I mean, if you want to, no, I can't do that. I can't.
Okay, you're like, I'll tell you which one of my kids I fucking hate, dude. Jesus.
Offline.
That's great. Dude, so with artists trying to get like, people are trying to do different shit as far as like merch goes. Because you see like Boogie T doing like kendamas, but he does that through like sweets and stuff like that. I got some ideas for like some really goofy merch items I would want to do at some point. Like, are y'all just constant like? How are y'all able to just evolve with that? You know what I mean? Like, how big does the warehouse have to get to kind of hold all these items, or do y'all outsource shit like that?
So we have a pretty big warehouse in Toronto. We also have, a storage warehouse in Dallas, Texas. Our location is pretty big in order to house like all of our artists' online inventory and all of our tour stock. But we produce everything. We obviously, have partners overseas where we do all of the custom things. So the pins, for example, we don't do those in house. The koozies, we didn't do those like in our location.
When you say overseas, do you mean just like in America, like going overseas to Americas?
No, so like China.
Gotcha. But yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Word.
Yeah. I mean, they make, we can't compare. Like they make the best items, but we can literally make anything.
Yeah, I
Like,
like that. Anything you put your mind to, okay, you can make anything
like
out there.
anything. Like we've done, Bluetooth speakers in the shape of a Dead Mouse logo.
Hell yeah. I'm thinking about doing some tab booty shorts.
I mean, I feel like we should.
Yeah. But
Booty
like
shorts
they're
are the
but
thing.
they're for men, okay? Tab booty shorts for men. All right.
Are you gonna wear them
Fuck yeah, I'm gonna wear them.
at your show?
Hell yeah, I'll wear them on stage. I'll get up and I'll get on the DJ booth and fucking just go.
We're doing it. As soon as we get off this, we are gonna start designing.
Let's go. That's fantastic, dude.
We need male booty shorts.
We do, bro. We need more male asses, dude. It's time to normalize men's asses, okay? Can we just normalize those?
I'm in 100%.
What's some of the weirdest merch items y'all have done, dude? Like, what's some ones that stick out to you? Like, that you're like, okay, that's different. That's special.
A weird merch item. I mean, I used to think pashminas were weird, but now
Right.
it's very normal. A weird merch item.
Have y'all done like a butt plug or something like that? Like, that'd be interesting.
No, we haven't done a butt plug, but I don't know if you saw it.
Tab booty plug.
We did. Tony, we need to figure
Right.
butt plugs. We did a wig actually for Dubloads
Oh, nice.
when he had his hair. It was like a silvery, like half silver and half black. And we did like 500 wigs. And at one of his shows, he just threw them out in the crowd. And at one point, you just saw everybody just in Dubloads wigs. And it was rad. In the beginning, when, Dave called me, he's like, Rad, I want to do wigs. I was like, this is a horrible idea. But it ended up like so great. Everyone in the crowd was Dubloads.
Yeah. That's actually a super sick idea. Anything else?
Yeah.
Anything else that you thought was cool? Any other like just off the wall type things?
We haven't really done anything like super crazy like that I've seen in my time so far. I mean, it's usually I don't want to say basic, but it's, the baseball jerseys, the pashminas, kendamas. That's a new thing in my world.
Right.
I'm in awe when I see like Jesse or Brock like play with them. Just like, what is this thing? So when we got them in, because we sell them obviously on their stores, my entire, like all of our dudes in the back that work with us, they're all just like playing with these kendamas. And it was cool. Everyone playing, like they were like getting mad. They're like, I can't get it. And then they would like master it, run into my office and show me. They're like, look, I got it. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, it's a good pastime, dude. I do it in airports just to like, pass the time.
Yeah.
It's fun in the airports, but you'll have like the occasional person who comes up to you and like thinks you're autistic, and they'll be like, "You're really good at this," and I'll just be like, "Thank you."
Like, I'm just waiting to board my flight. I'm good, dude.
I have a second one. You want to play? Just fuck with them.
Oh,
Yeah, man. So kendamas, I can see that. Did you want to know how to not pick up chicks? Okay, I've learned this from experience. You whip out a kendama, all right? They'll just flock away, all right? They'll fucking scat.
Really? I think it's kind of working.
It hadn't worked for me.
Are you playing with it on stage though?
Oh no! I'm usually playing with myself. No, the DJ, DJ stuff is usually what I'm playing with. So
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So kendamas are not working for you, girl wise.
Nah, man, nah. So maybe we'll come. I'll just have a yo-yo. Yeah. I'm bringing back the fucking yo-yos. You know what I mean?
I don't know how I'd feel if some dude came up to me and started talking to me and busted out a yo-yo. I'd be like, all right, dude.
What's up? Can I buy you a drink? So, what you doing after this?
I feel like that actually might work. If you came up to me with a yo-yo, I'm just like nonchalantly just playing with it, and you're like, can I buy you a drink? I'd be like, 100%.
Yeah, so I really dig your vibe.
I'd end up buying you a drink.
Okay, we got to bring the yo-yos back, bro. Hell yeah.
Like, I need another drink. Let's get it. Tequila, please.
At what point does he stop getting good at the yo-yo?
I don't think there's a point.
I don't think there's a point. I'm pretty sure you could just sit there and do it, dude. There's a point where you're drinking where your kendama just kind of sucks, okay?
Yeah. But the yo-yo,
The yo-yo,
had,
though.
there's no point.
But yeah, I mean, honestly, so if you wanted to yo-yo, you could look someone in the eye and still have that conversation with them while you yo-yo. So you can't really pay attention to a conversation with the kendama.
We need to get you a yo-yo.
That's great, dude. That's great. Dude, so all right, so you said everybody in the office is playing with these kendamas, man. So whenever you were working from office, dude, what's working for like a merch company that works with all these type of people? Like, are you work with a bunch of wooks?
No.
No, okay, professionals.
I wouldn't call no, our team is very professional.
Without a doubt.
Call our office vibe. I wouldn't call our office vibe very professional. I might get in trouble for that, but no,
Ooh.
it's very no, everyone's like super rad. I mean, my Tony, my boss, will get up and be like, okay, I'm gonna go surfing for half an hour, like call me if you need anything, come back, and then just like bang out like sick designs in like 2 hours, and you're like, okay. But it's normally, me yelling in the office, just screaming fuck at some point. It's yeah. Pretty relaxed vibe.
Dude, that was literally me. That was literally me today. Okay, they canceled Buku Fest, and I'm just in here. Fuck. You know what I mean? I was just as loud as I could, man. So I feel you, girl. I fucking feel you.
Yeah. I'm actually heading back to Toronto on Monday, and I'll be back in the office for a couple days a week until I head back out to California. But everyone in my office is kind of just like, oh man, she's coming back. It's going to be disastrous in the office. Because I'm just loud. I mean, everybody is, but I'll literally just scream fuck in the middle of nowhere, and they're just like, okay, well, Red's having a day.
Yeah, I like screaming penis in public places really loud. Just for the lulz. That's really about all I do. Maybe you should change your vocabulary. It might make people like you can still get the anger out, but just go vagina. You know what I mean? And maybe make somebody giggle. I don't know.
I think I'm gonna try that.
There you go, dude.
Try that.
Hell yeah.
Tuesday when I'm in the office, that is what I'm screaming.
There you go. Fuck yeah. Just random shit. Yeah. So there's this term called wook chic, right? So it's like, you dress nice and take care of yourself, but you might go see a Liquid Stranger show. So is that like the type of folk in the office? Like, are they like fans of the shit, or are they just like hustlers getting that paper?
They're definitely, everyone has a pretty like diverse taste in music, but they're definitely fans. Like, music's always bumping in the back. We're all kind of, I don't really know how to describe us. We're all kind of like tattooed and just kind of like fun. I don't know that the wook style is any of us. I don't think. Maybe some dudes in the back, like in the warehouse area.
Shout out all the boys in the back, yo.
Yeah. They, we all walk back there, and they're all head to toe in merch. I'm like, all right, dude. They love it.
They about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't wook neither, okay? I own a pashmina, but it's over a lamp because the lamp is too bright.
Oh man, that's great. Like a new lampshade.
Exactly. It's wooked out. My lamp is the most wook piece of item I have in my home.
Where can I see it?
No, you cannot. Okay, that is my personal space in my home. Okay, I'm not ready to share that.
You're gonna send me a picture of it later.
I'm not ready to share any of that information just yet. You got to buy me a drink first with my fucking yo-yo, and then we'll see.
I will buy you that drink as long as I get the pashmina lamp.
There we go. Hell yeah, man, that's cool. So you said that whenever you come to the office, they worry. Do you kind of run shit up there? Like, do you kind of are you telling folk what to do? Do you kind of coordinate all that too? What you?
No, I wouldn't say that. We're all kind of we have different roles, so we all pretty much work together to make everything happen. There isn't really like a superior. I mean, Tony owns the company, but he still we're all just kind of working together. There's a production team. there's the art team, there's, the online fulfillment. And really there's just different pieces of the puzzle that make everything connect and happen. So no one's really, we're all, especially now with like the demand and how quickly touring and shows have come back. We're all like basket cases at this point, just trying to get things done. Everyone's equally frustrated and mad and yelling at each other, but it's not, coming down on anyone, because we're all just, at the end of the day, like I said, just working together to make one thing happen. So, yeah.
Yeah. So during COVID, right? How did shit change? I know you said you started working from home more. Like, I know only did when I say during COVID, we're still got it fucking going on, but like during like the major quarantine, shows are back now, festivals and back. I know for me, we only did one drop just because it didn't feel right. Like, were y'all busier than ever? Were y'all getting more artists? Were you, like, what was that switch like?
I think at that point it was like, there's no revenue coming in from shows for artists. So at that point, unless you're a major label artist dropping an album, there's not really any revenue coming in. So we had to think about, okay, well, how do we, for me, my whole thing was, okay, how do we have our artists that are trying to, just make a living, like, what do we do for them? And we just sat and kind of like brainstormed ideas, and it was, we just have to do drops. And it worked. Like, the kids and the fans, they didn't have shows to go to. So, but they still wanted to support their favorite artist, their favorite DJ, their favorite band. And they wanted to buy merch. We weren't dead by any means. I think it was, record-breaking online sales for a lot of artists during COVID. A lot of pressure because we want to make sure that, we're dropping things that kids want, or I don't want to say kids. I'm just going to say kids for lack of better words. But it kind of was like a test, and then it just worked. So, I feel like it was super lucrative. It was a really important time to, make sure that the fans were still engaged and the fans still got to support their artists. And yeah, it just, it worked. And, there wasn't many live shows. There were, those drive-ins or the pod shows, and kids were just stoked to be there and, buy merch at a show again, but still online sales, like, they were just supporting, like, throughout COVID, just like, and it was a really cool sight to see all these fans, like, just continuously be like, when are you dropping new stuff for this artist? Or when are you dropping this? And, I was monitoring socials for all of my clients and artists, and it's like, okay, we have to do this. We have to drop that. We have to think about this. And they were actively asking for it, the fans. So we just, kept giving it to them. And now it's obviously busier than ever because everybody is going on tour at the same time. There's literally not enough t-shirts in the world at this point to like service everyone. So, it's a bit stressful right now, but it's super exciting because everyone's going back out and playing. So,
yeah. I mean, that is kind of cool though. Like, y'all weren't out of a job. You know what I'm saying? Like, how I don't.
Thankfully,
thankfully, right? But like, if COVID ain't taking y'all out, bro, I think merch companies are fucking here to stay. You know what I mean? Like, I was out of work. Everybody else was in the industry, whether it's a sound guy, audio tech, stagehands, managers, it's just like they're all out of work, man. But yeah, I guess you're right. Everybody's focused. That was a thing for us for a while. We were like, we did that one drop, but we were just like, hey, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it right. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. And I think a lot of people that didn't know how important merch was before now realize that it's a really important, piece of the business at the end of the day. It's just as important as playing a show because it's your fans. They want to support, they want to buy that merch. They want, everything that you're dropping, they're ready. And, you tease something on Wednesday and say you're dropping it on Friday, and they're waiting for it because they want everything new that you're putting out there. So
Yeah, at times it's even more important than shows because it's a what type of income is that called? Where it's like it's not a bi-curious. It's not bi-curious. It's some type of income where you're like not even. It's kind of like making money in your sleep. Really, it's like it's something that you're not having to actually like work on. I forget what that actually is called. And I don't know why I said bi-curious. That just means you're a little bisexuals. That's all that really means. So it's bi-curious income. Okay.
No one's mad at that.
Yeah. No, passive income. That's what it's called. Passive.
Right.
How did I go from bi-curious to passive?
I mean, let's stick with bi-curious.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Aren't we all okay? But yeah, man. So yeah, what happens if the shirts run out? Like, are y'all outsourcing in different places?
We're we're like it's at the point where you're just kind of like, okay, well, so you're gonna have Gildan size small and All Style size medium, M&O shirt size large. We're just trying to fill everything. So it's COVID, it turned a lot of people away from wanting to work too. So these manufacturers, it's hard to find good people. Not with us, but our suppliers and stuff where we purchase our items. But I think it's everywhere, like I'm going to say it, but a lot of people would rather stay at home and collect some money than go back to work. So unfortunately it's causing a lot of issues for this type of thing. And it's like, okay, well, this is on back order for the next 2 months. And, everyone's kind of like, well, why can't you get it this quickly? And I'm like, well, it's not just us. There's 4 other, companies behind us where it's just kind of like, it's a domino effect. It's like, if somebody doesn't want to work and produce the t-shirts, then the supplier doesn't get the t-shirts, and then we don't get the t-shirts to print on. Yeah. So it's like just falling down from everywhere. But I mean, like, it's not a shit show. It's just a little bit difficult right now, for sure.
Right. Everybody's back, man. Everybody is back. And praise the Lord. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad to be back, bro. Yeah. You know what I mean? So what? Hey, let me ask you this, okay? And if you don't want to answer this, you don't have to, okay? So being in a position of what you do at KT8, does does a salary for somebody for a job that you have, does the salary kind of change? Is it like a commission thing? Does it change? Obviously right now y'all are busier than ever, but like what is that type of payment like whenever, you have a position like yourselves?
I would say definitely. I mean, okay.
That's good. Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
It definitely depends on the role that you're in, for sure. There's hourly workers, there's salary workers, there's salary and commission.
Gotcha.
But it definitely depends on the role.
Yeah.
I myself am on a salary. But it's worth it for sure. I'm happy. I love what I do. I'm, compensated very well for what I do, but I also, sometimes work 18 to 20 hour days.
Yeah. Hustler.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. At this point, you're like, I just want everyone to have great merch on tour. And it's, definitely stressful sometimes, especially now, because you want to keep everyone happy and make sure everything works out. It doesn't always work out. And, you don't always get everything on time. So it puts a lot of stress on everybody in the office, for sure. But at the end of the day, when we see the finished product, everyone's stoked and happy again. So yeah.
Yeah.
In a nutshell, yes, I'm compensated.
Yeah. The reason I was just asking that is so, like, maybe there's somebody listening out there who's trying to figure out a way to navigate within the industry, maybe find a career, find, something, that they could be passionate about and like make a living out of it. So that's why I had asked that.
Oh yeah. It's definitely something that for myself, I see definitely doing, for a long period of time. I don't see myself leaving this industry. It's definitely it's a great career, for sure.
This is hysterical. It's frozen with your face drinking water right now.
That's not cute. But wait, do I look cute?
Does anybody look cute taking a sip of water?
I mean, I hope so.
Okay, yeah, you look extremely, you look gorgeous. Okay, I've never seen anybody cuter drink water. All right, but it is.
Am I still?
There we go. All right, it just fixed. Okay, that's hysterical. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, no, you said you're happy where you're at, man. Well, how does this kind of like compare to managing artists, and which one would you rather be doing? Like, you know, you never thought you'd be doing stuff like this, but like, you know, you're still managing different things. But how does this compare?
I think, you know, at the end of the day, it's pretty similar, to be honest. It's because I work so closely with the artists and their managers and management. It really, I don't feel like a merch company. I feel like I'm part of the artist team. And, you know, every artist and team that I work with, they're so great with that. It's like, you know, they ask for my opinion on certain things. And even in terms of designs, like sometimes the artist will be like, okay, Red, like pick which one you think is going to do the best. So it's kind of similar to artist management. It's just at the end of the day, I'm not making the final call, which even in artist management, a manager doesn't anyways. It's always up to the artist.
Right.
But it's a lot of advice. It's a lot of, you know, talking through things, planning. So I'd say it's pretty similar. I'd say it's pretty similar to artist management for sure.
Got you. I do like what you just said there. You know, I don't feel like the merch girl. I feel like I'm a part of the artist team, and that actually that just makes me so much happier to be with KT8. If I'm being honest, like just hearing that from myself, I'm like, I really like that. You know
That's
what I mean?
rad.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. It's like I said, it's so much better when you can actually connect with the artist, which is why I always like to go meet my artists. I try and get out there as much as I can, you know, even if it means traveling. I'm always out when I can, obviously. But I love to see them live and I love to see them in person and, you know, talk about designs and vibes and ideas. And that's when you can actually just really connect and that's, you know, when you get a bang on design deck because you're actually like listening to what they want and trying to see what's in their minds. And it's super important to connect with the artists and the team, because if not, then you're just sitting there and, you know, a monkey can do it at that point. It's like, okay, well, what do you want to see on a t-shirt? Blah, blah, blah. You know, like I'm using t-shirt as an example, but it's a lot better when you can definitely vibe out.
Yeah, no, I like that. No, I definitely like that. And, you know, I like that you came on the show today. I mean, this has definitely been us getting to, you know, you and I have just talked through email. I've wanted to have you on the show for
I love it.
Yeah, so but I'm glad we were able to actually do this today. Did you ever fuck with people whenever they're like, "What do you do?" You're like, "Yeah, I'm a hustler, man. I kind of make shit happen." You know what I mean? Like I know a guy. You know what I mean? Like you know.
That's pretty much me every day.
Yeah, I can make stuff happen. So if you need something, bro, I know a guy. You know what I mean? I'm a hustler. I'm out here.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome, Red. Well, listen, I really appreciate you coming on the show today. For real, I'm glad we're able to.
I'm stoked. Thank you for having me. I had so much fun, and I'm the cutest water drinking person out there. So
Without a fucking doubt, dude. And if anybody says anything different, I will fight them to the death. Okay.
I hope so, and I hope you're wearing the booty shorts. That we're
Oh, and I'll beat the shit out of them with a yo-yo, girl. It's on.
with a yo-yo.
Yeah.
And a tequila in your other hand.
Yeah, and I'll be boofing a Labatt. You know what I'm speaking?
Oh man, that's awesome.
Well, sick, Red. I mean, so let me ask you this. Y'all have obviously gotten bigger over the years, doing a lot more. Like, what's next for KT8? Are y'all expanding, or like what is there anything you can kind of spoil? That's the thing about this show. There's not really, things that you're supposed to hold on to secret. You don't really have to do that on this show. You can kind of just let people know what y'all have planned. So, what y'all got going on?
We're definitely expanding. We are, we have a pretty solid artist and client base. Right now, like our head office is in Toronto. I'm out in California now. So, well, not right now, but where I'm living. I think that, ideally, the goal for me is to kind of, expand the company into the West Coast and, not really be the Canadian merch company because 90% of our artists are not Canadian. So it makes sense. And I think that's where we're heading. I don't want to say it's like a for sure thing, but it's definitely something that I want to try and do for the company. If they, I know that they want that. It's just a matter of me kind of like taking it into my own hands and making that move. So that's my goal with KT8 for sure.
Yeah, I mean, whenever if that happens, that's like you taking like kind of, you know, taking a lot more responsibility, huh? That, because I was gonna ask like what's your kind of end goal for all this for Kill the 8 within like for your personal stuff, but that kind of sounds like it is, huh?
Yeah, definitely. I would love to grow with the company, and I have from, when I started. I'm in a different role than I was back in 2017. And I want to be in a different role in the next year or so. So my goal for sure is to expand the company into the West Coast and, just have a bigger presence, which is also why I try and get out as much as I can to festivals and, meet everyone. Even, I love seeing other artist merch that we don't work with. It's just cool to see. But yeah, that's my end goal for sure.
Got you.
Expand,
Well,
yeah.
well, if y'all ever need a white trash model, you know who to hit up, okay?
I'm calling you right away.
Like, we have these booty shorts. They're not for men, but fuck it, okay? I'll be like, I got you.
The best is when I get your design direction. It's just like trash. That's literally like what he writes. It's like trash in quotations. Give me the trashy. I'm like, oh my God, this is super fun. I'm telling you again, like Tony died. He loved working on your merch.
That's great, man. I hope I get to shake his hand one day.
Yeah.
And whenever next time you see him, tell him I said thank you. And
I will.
I hope to be able to tell him in person myself one day. So I appreciate everything y'all do at Kill the 8, and I appreciate you for coming on the show today. And thank you. I'll talk to you soon.
Of course, yes, definitely.
And that was Red. Big shout out to her for coming on the show. That was a lot of fun getting to talk to her, get to learn about that. I hope maybe you had fun listening to that. Maybe that's something you might want to get into one day. Who fucking knows? But I enjoyed that conversation. And I really appreciate her for coming on the show. And I really appreciate all y'all for being here this week, checking out this week's episode of the podcast. Y'all make sure to go listen to my EP when it drops Tuesday. And I will see y'all soon on the road, or I will see y'all next week, I'll see y'all next week on another episode. So I love y'all. Be good to each other if you want to. If you want to be terrible, probably just stay inside. You know what I mean? I love y'all. Bye.